Good morning, good morning, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. No matter what time of the day it is that you're watching this, my name is Clarissa Young and I'm your Fab Motivator. That's F-A-B. I help with a woman find a simple balance when it comes to health, wellness, and prosperity. I'd like to thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for liking, for commenting, for sharing my videos, and joining me along my journey. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. Super excited to be here with you today. Super excited. I have a topic, the word depression continues to come across a lot lately over the last, I would say, couple of weeks, a lot lately when I've been talking to a lot of sisters. And so I'm like, let me address it in today's video. And so come on in. Do me the huge favor, hit the bottom left share button, share this video. I'm sure that there's someone that's within inside of your newsfeed that can benefit from this information that I'm going to go over here with you today. Come on in. And I am going to go over the information here, and I'm going to say hello to you. Yes. Come on in. Yes. And so, for one, let me say hello, and then we'll get into it. All right. Hello. Good night, Miss Cantina. Good night, Miss Pen. Good night, Miss Tanya, Miss Deborah, Miss Shantae, Miss Jennifer. Good night, Miss Janice. Good night, Miss Kimberly, Miss Michelle. Thank you for sharing. Good night, Miss Tish. Good night, Miss Kaya. Good night, Miss Melody. Good night, Mark. Good night, Tish. Good night, everybody. And Tisa. Good night, happy Monday. I'm happy to be here with you guys. Happy to be here. If you've ever, at one point along your fitness journey, gotten to the point to where you felt sad, or maybe you even might have gotten to the point to where you might have felt depressed, drop a one in a comment. These are, it's very common, very common. These feelings when it comes to weight loss. Weight loss is no joke. It can leave you feeling with many different feelings, and so I want to kind of talk about it a little bit today. Thank you for sharing, Miss Jennifer. And so Miss Katina, she says she's been there. She's been to the point to where she's either maybe felt sad or possibly depressed. I know I've definitely been there before. Yes. And so, I want to talk about some different symptoms of depression first, okay? And so some symptoms of depression, and like I said, this is something I've been speaking to a lot of people one-on-one, and this is words that I hear a lot when I'm speaking to some of my fabs. These are the words depressed are words that I hear a lot. So let's address it. Miss Jennifer said that she's had feelings of one or the other. Miss Carol said feelings of one or the other. Miss Michelle said feelings of one or the other. It's very common. And so let's first address depression first, okay? And so some common symptoms of depression are maybe no pleasure in common activities that you may have found yourself having, that you found. Like maybe you enjoyed reading books often, and now you no longer enjoy reading those same books. Maybe you enjoyed coming home, cooking dinner every day, and now you just cannot muster up the energy to come home and cook dinner like you used to. Feeling of emptiness. Just not feeling yourself, just feeling complete emptiness on the inside. Poor memory is another symptom of depression. Hit the bottom left button, share this video. Like I said, this word, I've been hearing it a lot, speaking with people. Guilt, feeling guilty, aches and pains is sometimes linked with depression. Anger is sometimes linked with depression. Insomnia, not being able to sleep, is sometimes linked with depression. And then weight change. We know some people, when they're depressed, they tend to gain weight. Some people, when depressed, tend to sometimes lose weight. Okay. Sometimes people may feel rejected. When it comes with depression, they may feel lonely, may feel defeated, may just feel like life is falling apart. May have the feeling of never feeling good enough, like they're just trying to do stuff and it's just never, never good enough. But I want to address the difference between feeling sad and feeling depressed. Okay. And I also want to say I'm not a therapist. I do have a bachelor's in sociology, which is the study of people. I do have 10 years in the field of social work, case manager. I am a life coach, where I am a certified life coach and so forth. And so I do have experience to be able to help with different things, such as helping with loving yourself more, and helping with sadness, and helping with getting organized, and different things of that sort, so forth. But when it comes to depression is recognized as an actual mental illness. And this is something that a lot of times, in most cases, need actual medical help. Not necessarily saying that there's a need for drugs or something of that sort, but medical help from a therapist a lot of times is needed. But however, a lot of times the words depressed as well as the word is sad is used interchangeably a lot of times when people are speaking. And so I want to talk about the difference between sad and the difference between being depressed. And then I'm going to give you some tips on, if you find yourself sad, some different tips that can help you. Okay. Thank you for sharing, Miss Carol. All right. And so some differences that you may find if you find yourself more so sad versus depressed. For one, people who are depressed, they go through spurts of where there's like absolutely no laughter in their life. There's no joy in their life. A lot of times if we're sad, we may have moments of sadness, right? To where we have moments, but we'll get a break. Thank you for sharing, Nicole. Thank you for sharing, Carolyn. We'll get a break to where we can laugh with the kids. We'll get a break to where Tyler, we'll get a break to where we can go out and enjoy a night with the girls or so forth. But a lot of times when we're dealing with depression, there is no break. It's constant sadness. Upstairs, son. A lot of times as well, when dealing with depression, another thing to look at is the length of the amount of time that you feel this particular way. Many times cases of depression last for 2 weeks and more. 2 weeks and more. And so when we're sad, we may find that we may be sad for the day. We may be sad until the scale moves. We may be sad until we get paid on Friday. We may be sad, for a time being. But a lot of times when people are depressed, this is something that takes place for weeks on end, and so that's another difference to look into, to try to determine if you're sad or if you're depressed by the amount of time that you've been feeling this way. Okay. Another difference between sad and depression, a lot of time sadness has a trigger, right? Maybe again, like we're on our fitness journey, maybe we notice that we haven't been able to hit our goals like we wanted to, or maybe finances, or maybe we got upset with someone, or we went through something with a relationship. Many times with depression, there is no certain trigger. People find themselves in this funk. They find themselves depressed, and there's no pinpoint to why. Like they have these feelings, they have these emotions that they're just not able to shake. They're not able to pinpoint why, and it's just there. It's just there. And so that's another difference between sadness and depression. I hope you guys are receiving value from this. And I know it's a heavy topic, but again, I interact and I speak with a lot of people one-on-one, and this is something that a lot of us is going through on a regular basis. And so I want to address it. Okay. You may find that there's a disruption in eating. Meaning it could be either whatever eating pattern that you have, you can find that you're eating more or you're eating less. with the depression. And it's continuous, you know, it's not, with the depression, it's not like you a lot of times with sadness, let's say we have something and it breaks our pattern, or let's say we eat something and then the endorphins go up, and then next thing you know, we feel better, and then we get back onto our diet, or we feel better, and then now we're back to playing with the kids, or we're back to going to work and we're carrying on with life as normal. That's normally not depression. Now, I also want to say at no point am I trying to diagnose anyone to say who has and who does not have depression. What I'm doing is telling you the difference, common differences between depression and sadness, right? And if you feel that you are depressed, seek out medical help, seek out therapy, seek out that help. Oftentimes we feel as if we have to be strong and we have to deal with something, and that we cannot say that we need this help. And so this is not a video to downplay anyone having depression or anything of that sort. My spirit wanted me to say that. You know, this is not that, but I do want to state the differences between it, because at one point I'm going to give some information to help those that I feel that are sad. But again, my credentials can help those that are sad. My credentials are not equipped enough to help those that are depressed. You know, that goes over my pay grade. Okay. All right. Again, those that a lot of times depression also is something that runs in the family. You know, maybe you saw that, you know, your dad suffered from depression, or your mom suffered from depression, or an auntie in a family suffered from depression. A lot of times you'll also find that other family members also suffer from depression as well. And then the last one here, a lot of times when people are depressed versus sadness, they tend to blame themselves. They tend to blame themselves, or they tend to sometimes may want to do harm to themselves. Sometimes when we're sad, we're sad at the situation. We're sad at what's going on, but it doesn't necessarily get to the point to where it's like, it's all my fault. I caused this on me. I should hurt myself. You know, that's a lot of times different as well with the depression as well. So will be stressing. I'm trying to understand your question for me, Shantae. Write your question one more time for me and let me understand it. And so so again, if you're listening to what I'm saying and you like, oh my God, I think I'm actually depressed, there's help that you can get. And I wish I would have got like a number or something, but a lot of times you can dial 211 from your cell phone. 211 is a local number, is a help number, and it'll contact you to your local community service number, to where you're able to call them at any time of the day. At any time of the day, it's a resource number, and you can call them and you can tell them, hey, I believe that I'm depressed and I think that I need some help. They will ask you if you at this moment feel like harming yourself or harming someone else. And if you feel like harming yourself or someone else, they can actually send someone out to your home ASAP as well. But 211 from your cell phone, no matter what time of the day it is, you're able to call it and actually either one, get a referral to be able to seek help to get a therapist or something of that sort, or for two, you're able to get emergency help, not like 911, but like crisis management help to come out for yourself or someone that you know. Okay, so let's address for that person that says, okay, maybe I'm not depressed, but maybe I have feelings of sadness. Okay, anybody want to hear some tips? Throw some hearts. Okay, Clarissa, help us out with maybe some sadness, because I've been there, right? I've been there. It's like, oh my God, this scale don't want to move. Help me out, Lord. Or, oh my God, I'm trying to bills, or whatever the case is. But a lot of times we're speaking about weight loss, because that's who I tend to speak the most with. And it's like, Lord, help me out with this thing. I'm finding myself frustrated. I have life going on. I have work going on. I have home going on. I have this going on. I have so many different things going on. And so I have you. I have some tips that's here to help. Yes, yes, yes. And y'all got to ignore the oven beeping in the background. Okay. And so, one of the things I want to talk about and drop in the comments is empty the pot. Empty the pot. I want to talk about emptying the pot. Many times we have our pot, and I wish I had something to illustrate what I'm trying to say here. We have our pot. All I got is this little thing of Vaseline, which I do not want to really pick up this little thing. Let me use my little rubber band container. We have our oh, thank you, Jesus. Come through, Holy Spirit. We have our this is us. This is us at the end of the day. And this is our spirit right here. Right here. And I believe you said breaking eating habits isn't depression. I believe you said breaking eating habits isn't depression. Breaking eating habits isn't depression. No, I know what I said a lot of times is sometimes with depression, people will have disrupted eating habits, that they will find that their eating habits can be disrupted. But what I said was, if you find that you ate something and then right after you ate it, you felt better, and then you was able to carry back on as normal, then 9 times out of 10, that was a sign of sadness, more so depression. Because what I said earlier is that depression is something that you don't just shake. Like, depression is not something that just goes away right away. A lot of times when you're depressed, you find that you stay in this moment. And so let's say, for example, if somebody found themselves depressed, and a lot of times when we're depressed, we reach for sweets. Not all of us, but some of us. And so let's say you were depressed and you reached for a slice of cake. Now you had that cake and your endorphins start to rise, and the endorphins make you feel better. You feel good, right? And so now you have this endorphins and you start to feel good. And then now you have this feel good, and then now you're able to go on, right? You're like, okay, feel a little bad because I ate the cake, but now I'm back to carrying on life as normal for right now. Maybe I'll start cleaning up the house. I didn't ate this cake and I feel a little bad about eating the cake, but let me go ahead and clean up the house. Let me go ahead and take my shower. Let me go ahead and help the kids with the homework. A lot of times when people are depressed, even after they eat that cake, they still don't find the strength to muster up in them to go ahead and clean up the house. They still don't find the strength up in them to go ahead and take that shower. They still don't find the strength up in them to go ahead and help the kids with the homework. They still don't find the strength up in them to go and do. That's what I was saying. Okay. Back to emptying the pot. And so this is us. And we have so much stuff that we're doing that we're doing on a daily basis, right? And so on our fitness journey, and we got up in the morning and the scale went up 2 pounds after we thought we might have went down. Okay. Now we get up, and actually we kind of running a little bit late for work. Okay. Kids, they were supposed to take the trash out. They didn't get ready to take the trash out. And so, then you get to work, and on the way to work, somebody cut you off in traffic. And now you get to work, and when you get in there to work, they put extra stuff on your desk because you're such an awesome worker at work that they know that you can take more stuff to do at work, right? And then you're doing your awesome job at work, and you know, when you get home, it's time to get ready to cook dinner. But however, it's 5 o'clock and you got to do laundry too, and then you got to get ready to pick your daughter up from work later on as well. And then now you know that you got to get ready to go back to, like, and it's just like all this different stuff that we just got to continue to do. And this is you all day. Some of the stuff is not necessarily bad stuff. It's just life, right? But this is you, just stuff that's just got to take place all day. And what have you done to empty your pot? What have you done for yourself to woosah, to release, you know? And so here you are with all of this stuff, life that's taking place. And then, you know, you're trying to be about your fitness journey, you know, but, you know, now you're trying to diet and you're trying to exercise, and the exercise ain't going right. And day after day, you know, this was just one day, maybe 2 days worth of stuff. But, you know, some of us are going weeks, you know, days, months, and not doing anything to empty, you know, our pots, not doing anything to revitalize ourselves, not doing any self-care to take some of this stress, some of this pressure off of our shoulders, you know. And so now something happens and it's like, like the pot is like emptying everywhere, and it's like maniac, you know, because we didn't get a chance to release some of this life that's taking place up in here, you know. And so let's talk about emptying the pot. For one, we need to be kind of emptying the pot every day, you know, at least every other day or so, taking care of us. What makes us feel released? What makes us feel less stress, less pressure on our shoulders? Because we have so much life that's taking place every day that we're putting into here. And again, it's not all bad stuff. Some of it is just life that we're putting in here, you know, every day. And so for one, when you release your pot, when you empty your pot, you should feel relieved. What I used to do when I found myself, but the thing about what I used to do was I would wait to release my pot to when my pot was overflowing, when it was like overflowing. And I would release my pot, but I would release it through writing poetry. And when I would go back and read my poetry, I shared it with one of my sisters. When I would go back and read my poetry, it was so dark and gloomy. But however, because that's how I felt at that moment, you know, I felt dark and gloomy on the inside. And so, but it allowed me to write down how I felt and to express my feelings and to express my emotions. But about time my poem was complete, I felt, and so many of us are carrying along each day with overflowing cups. And so we have to find a way to release every day. And it could be a matter of coloring, if you like to color, to help clear your mind. It could be journaling. It could be listening to positive music. Make sure it's positive music that's uplifting, because sometimes we listen to certain musics that will feed the sadness, or that will feed the spirit of feeling down. And even our gospel music, sometimes if it's not the right one, will feed the wrong spirit. You know, like I talk about it inside of our group. You might have had to listen to it from the beginning, sis. You might have, even inside of our group, I'm going to read your comment in 1 minute. You might have heard someone inside of our group, the song, Never Woulda, Take Me to the King, Take Me to the King. Like if you're listening to that song over, Take Me to the King, Take Me to the King, that song is talking about passing away. And so, but you don't want to talk about that all day long. That's not what you want to feed into your spirit all day long if you don't plan on going to the King today, right now, And so even with your music, you want to make sure that you're careful what you listen to. But at the end, when you get done releasing whatever it is that fills up your cup, whether if it is, your journey that got your cup full, whether if it's life that got your cup full, whether if it's finances that got your cup full, all of that is all going in here. And you want to make sure that you're releasing it in a positive way. So what makes you happy? What makes you feel good? What is something that you can do no matter how you feel? If you're happy, you can do it. If you're sad, you can do it. What is something that you can do to release yourself no matter how you feel? And then that is something that you make sure that you have your hands accessible to be able to do, And so I share, like one sister said that she likes the crossword puzzle. And so she knows that if she's happy or if she's sad, she can crossword puzzle, and she can take the time to crossword puzzle. And once a day when she come home from work, because a lot of times we don't transition either. We come straight home from work and we go straight to dealing with home, and we haven't released. And let me go read your question, and then I think I get where you're going at. But if we're so stressed out, we got all of this going on, life going on. How do you think you're focusing to be able to lose weight? For one, stress is the number one killer. It's the number one effector. Cortisone and all of that plays a part on us being able to lose weight. Stress, if you're stressed out and all these things is going on right, you think you're thinking about eating healthy? You think if you're stressed and overwhelmed, you're thinking about coming to exercise and so forth. So you may not be able to connect, like, what does all of this have to do with losing weight? Has everything to do with weight. Has everything to do with weight. If you're stressed out about work and so forth, do you think you're trying to come home and exercise? Probably not. Probably not. So let me go read this comment. I'm confused on what you're saying. There's a big difference between sadness, depression, and weight loss. There are different reasons why people overeat. Eating healthy and working out. Eating healthy and working out helps with depression. I lost 30 pounds and it helped my self-esteem. I trained others, encouraged to work out. I'm lost on where am I not saying that up. Thank you, Rose. I'm glad that you train others, and that congrats on your 30 pounds as well. Awesome. But I'm lost on where where I said that it was the same thing between depression and being sad and weight loss and so forth. And so maybe go back and watch the beginning. Love you. All right. And so, but yeah, if your plate is full, if your bowl is full with life in general, again, I speak to hundreds of people on a regular basis, on a daily basis. And this is what I'm hearing. This is what I'm hearing. So this isn't Clarissa just sitting up here just speaking something just to speak something. It's Clarissa. I'm stressed out at work right now. I know I was supposed to exercise. How can I go exercise? Clarissa, this is going on with my family, and this is going on with my children. How do I find the strength to be able to go eat healthy? We got to be able to empty the cup. We got to be able to work on the mind, right? To be able to even have the strength to be able to go exercise and to be able to go do. And so, yes. Yes. So love you all so much. Love you all so much. Find something to empty your cup. Find something to empty your cup. All of this ties in together. Weight loss is not a separate entity that's sitting over here by itself. It's all life. and it all goes into this bucket together. And I don't know about y'all, but even if, let's say, me and hubby is feuding, you know, back in the day, if me and hubby was feuding, it's like, forget the diet, you know, let me go eat the cake, let me go do such and such, let me go do, I'm mad, I don't feel like exercising right now. You know, you have to learn how, when you're feeling a certain way, to be able to go empty that cup. But however, there's a difference, again, like I said, if you just join it, between being sad and being depressed. And what I started off saying is, a lot of sisters was telling me, Clarissa, I'm depressed. And what I said was, if you're depressed, which I listed some of the symptoms of depression, if you're depressed, that's over my pay grade. I do have a bachelor's in sociology, which is the study of people. I am a licensed life coach, and I can help with life coaching type stuff, such as being sad and different things of that sort. But when it comes to depression, and I listed some of those different symptoms of if you may be depressed, that's something that is clinically diagnosed, and that's something that needs a little bit more help, right? And so yes. Love you all so much. Hope you receive value from here. Enjoy the rest of your Monday. Talk to you later. All right? Later. Bye-bye. If there's somebody that's on here that needs a little bit more help, inbox me. On the same hand as well, I'm working on something that I believe that's going to be able to help a lot of people, getting help from the Holy Spirit above to help me to be able to take the time to really help, because I know that this is a very sensitive topic. And so give me time to work on it and pull it together from his help to get it right. Again, I gave the 211 phone number. If you feel as if you have depression more so than sadness, I gave the 211 phone number where you also can call from your cell phone, to where you're able to either get immediate crisis intervention, or you're able to call to where you can see where you can get yourself some type of therapeutic help. Okay? Love you all. Talk to you later. All right? Bye.